Alright boys, welcome back to the channel. New series starting today. I was wanting to get this going for FM21, never got quite round to it, and here we are, iconic tactics. Basically, the formula for the series is we're going to take different coaches and different tactics through history, through football history, and basically discuss them, bang them into FM and see what happens. Today we are looking at an unconventional one to start with. Many of you may not be familiar with Zdeněk Zeman. If you aren't, go check out the T4 video down below. I've been doing a little bit of research and kind of fell in love with the guy over the last few weeks. He's still actually coaching now, despite being 74. You'll find him where he became famous at Foggia. They are now in Serie C, and fingers crossed he can have one last swan song in his very busy career. Since coaching in the mid-80s, he's had 24 different, not clubs, but 24 different managerial appointments. Doesn't last long, goes in, transforms the side. A lot of players are very grateful to him. Totti had a good bit of form under Totti, and he's also brought through players like Signori, Louis Di Baggio, Marco Del Vecchio had a really good spell with him as well at Roma. So yeah, very, very good attacking, exciting coach, which no doubt will make the match engine purr in FM22. All right, let's get into today's episode. Download links to the tactics are always down below for you to get. I really appreciate this series is going to be once a week, once every 2 weeks, when I've kind of done a little bit of research on a coach, on a tactic, and then I've plugged it in. We're going to be testing him out with PSG, Newcastle, and Burnley and Roma. There's 4. We've got 4 simulations for you to show you today, but let's dive into the tactic itself and just a few of the key principles that Zdeněk Zeman loved. Alright boys, so here we are with my Parma save, the Parma save that I'm currently playing on YouTube as part of the beta 5-year plan. We're already in Serie A, so if you're new to the channel, we stream this on Saturday nights and Monday nights, 9:30, so make sure you're subscribed so you know when I go live. But as I said earlier, it's a very attacking team. Now, what he did do was a lot of time when you think 4-3-3, you think of wide players, inverted wingers, inside forwards. No. His players would generally become second and third strikers, and his number 9s would generally be a number 9, an advanced forward, lead the line, work the channels, etc. Quite big physically, so we're talking players like Osvaldo, Mirko Vucinic played quite well for him in his spell at Roma. Giuseppe Signori eventually, I think, moved across to the advanced forward role. He did start at Foggia on the left, but the idea is that he plays with a 3, not with wingers. They get as many bodies in the box as possible. So he's looking for his 2 wide strikers, not just stay out on the wings, but to come inside and sort of like get in between the fullbacks and the centre-halves to drag the fullbacks in, and then that would leave space round the outsides for the 2 complete wing-backs who obviously get up and around these areas here, so to allow an overlap to get in. Midfield was very basic. He would normally play with a defensive midfielder just for nothing exciting. Obviously, like a City midfielder, I've just put an anchor man in because the midfield, as he was often told, I think it was Roberto Di Matteo was told at the time, when you get the ball, you just keep it simple. You just get the ball and move it on. And I think Anchorman kind of does that the best. If they do get touches on the ball, they're looking at just giving it to someone who can play a little bit better. He will also obviously cover the 2 wide areas a little bit, help out the back too when 2 fullbacks are bombing on. In midfield, he kind of played with 2 8s, very aggressive. He always wanted big, physical, not big, but physical players with great engines that could get up and down and cover a lot of the space from box to box. So we've gone with 2 box-to-box midfielders. There is a little bit, because he's used players like Verratti at times. He brought Verratti through at Pescara, that he would go with a deep line playmaker. But in particular, for him and the tactic, I always thought maybe playing a deep line playmaker, especially in FM, would kind of slow the pace down of the game. And I don't want that. The idea is that we get the ball out to the fullbacks, get it into the channels, get balls into the box, squeeze up high and be aggressive that way. And then in defence, it's very obvious. We spoke about the 2 wing-backs, goalkeeper, centre-halves. He didn't ask for much from the centre-halves. He did have Nesta in there. He was responsible for bringing through a young Nesta at Lazio. So he's brought some players through. He's sold clubs because at Foggia, they had Dan Petrescu as a youngster, Signori. They moved on to bigger, better things. Lazio, he had Nesta. Pescara, he had Immobile and Verratti, players that were sold on. He's made a huge amount of money for his clubs while he's been there. So as a general thing, he didn't really ask too much of his centre-half, so I've just gone for 2 central defenders on defend. Attacking mentality, you saw from the little quote from Zeman, he'd rather lose a game 6-5 than win and then draw than early. He wants entertainment, attacking, plus more direct passing into space and hitting crosses early. So the idea is that we're getting balls up to these front through early. They're causing havoc in the channels. Can we get little cutbacks to wing it to complete wing backs so we're getting in and plenty of crosses in the box? In transition, we're taking short kicks. I've decided to do short kicks and get it to the fullbacks because I thought that would have been the natural way of getting these wing backs to bomb on up and down the line and to clip balls into the channels for the three strikers to chase. Out of possession, he always wanted a high line, so we've put that in with an offside trap as well, being very aggressive. Get stuck in because we have that middle three in there. A much higher line of defence and a much higher defensive line, obviously, because he wants attacking football. He's not going to sit off. He wants to play in the other team's half. I don't know what that was. Play in the other team's half as much as he could. That is the general tactic. Let me know first of all your thoughts on it, how it looks. We've got 4 simulations to show you. The first one is going to be Newcastle. Now, with the Newcastle one, I did an episode on this on Wednesday where I spent 400 million in the Newcastle transfer window just to have a little bit of fun. And I built this tactic first, and then I bought players to fit, 10 outfield players to fit in and around this tactic. And boy, did it work. Remember, we're simulating through the season as well. So I think that always takes off a little bit of quality, leaving it to your assistant manager to pick players. And times I think you maybe lose maybe 10-20% of quality of what would happen if you were doing it yourself. So very happy with the results. We're going to show you PSG just for a bit of fun to see how it does with PSG, even though the front line with Neymar and Messi isn't exactly suited to a front three in terms of the roles that we've put for them. I've also put Roma in because he had a good time at Roma and see how they do as a front three. I was also interested as well because they've kind of got 3 strikers in Buddha, Schmodelov I think he's called, and Tammy Abraham, so I want to see how that goes. And then I've also done it with Burnley, just because Burnley kind of suit it a little bit in terms of they have 3 aggressive strikers. You know, they have Jay Rodriguez, they have Barnes, they have Wood, they have Vidra as well that can fit in. I'm probably missing somebody off the top of my head, but they've got 3 strikers to do it basically. They've got 3 hard-working midfielders. They've got plenty of options in there to play midfield. So I thought I'd give it a go, see what attacking works like for Burnley. So let's get into the first one. I'm going to show you the Newcastle one first, and boy does it score some goals. So here we are, the end of my Newcastle season. I played till the end of August and then I simulated to the rest of the season just because I wanted to see what it looked like in the match engine. Boy, they have scored some goals. English Premier Division, they finished 4th, which for a first season with Newcastle is very, very good. 74 points, but even better, 101 league goals. Absolute crazy numbers. 56 conceded, which is the 9th most in the league, but 20 goals more than anyone else. Manchester United were the second highest with 81, but wow, that is a lot of goals. Now, I did build a squad around the tactic, and it's proven areas that I thought were key. So Sangare and Phillips and Basuma, all very strong, physical, athletic central midfielders. They were my middle 3. I also went for 2 fantastic wing-backs. This guy, Cristiano Baraghi, get him involved in your saves. You can get him from as little probably as £10 million. I paid 11 for him. He got 23 assists in 27 games, 25 in all competitions. An amazing number for a nice-looking fullback. But if you think about it, 6'1", pace and all that, crossing, corners, free kicks, very, very good player. And then Karsdorp on the other side, the dude that's at Rangers, Roma, got him in as well because I know that he's good at getting forward. He didn't do as well, but 8 assists in the Premier League is not to be sniffed at. So that's the Newcastle save. Obviously, I got Vlahovic to do the Giuseppe Signori role as a left footer on the left side of the 3, helped himself to 25 goals. We also got Calvert-Lewin, who helped himself to 31 in 34 Premier League games. That's very impressive. And Tony, who probably did the worst out with the 3, 14 in 4. To be fair, there's a lot of people up there wanting to score goals themselves, so someone had to have a little bit of sacrifice, and it looks like it was Tony. All right, that is Newcastle. Very happy with that one. Right, let's move on to PSG. One of the ones that, to be honest, out of all of them, I was a little bit surprised about the results. Now, here they are. The team itself has done okay. Won the league, only 1 defeat, 102 goals scored, so only 1 more than Newcastle. 21 conceded though, so that's a little bit better, 97 points. They got beat by Strasbourg in the semi-final of the French Cup. Knocked out by Manchester United in the quarterfinals, which is a bit disappointing. And then form-wise, Lionel Messi did get 25 goals. He's been playing as an advanced forward and as a pressing forward. Obviously not well suited to either. Same with Neymar, getting 21 goals. But once again, it does say he's 4-star. But if you were going to sign a player as an advanced forward, as a pressing forward, he probably wouldn't be top of the list. And I think that, to be fair, that's why Icardi has come into the team and had a lot of sub-appearances, but managed to score 30 goals in 30 starts. And the boy is here. All right? You're right, you don't need to whisper. Why? Because they can see you and hear you anyway. You're not invisible.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Bugger off.
Okay.
Love you.
Okay.
Sorry about that. So yeah, Mario Icardi has done very, very well in that system. I think him as in the middle of a three. Kylian Mbappe has only got 19 in 42. He's struggled a little bit. He's joining Atletico Madrid in the summer. I love that. So yeah, they expected to win. They've won it very strong. They've managed to keep a clean sheet. Now the next one is an interesting one in Roma. I wanted to pick Roma just because Zeman had been there for a while. I think for a couple of seasons and had a really good spell. Never actually won a massive trophy. He's done a couple of promotions, especially along with Foggia. Got him promoted back to back. But yeah. Not the greatest in terms of winning trophies. He's never there, not long enough to sort of like see it out. Right, moving on to Roma. So we wanted to do Roma because Zeman managed at Roma, had a couple of spells, never actually won a trophy despite him coaching 24 teams. But I thought I'd give it a go with Roma because they're not the top, but they were in and around it. And we've had a really good season. 38 games, 87 points, and they lost the last 2 games of the season. They lost to Bologna, which would have put them on to 90, and they lost the game before to Inter 4-2. So they were very, very close to winning it, and as you could see, they led. After the defeat to Inter Milan, they then dropped to third and couldn't recover. They've scored 90 goals, 38 conceded, so that's a nice little total, averaging just 1 a game. 90 goals, way more than everybody else in the division. 11 more than Napoli, 15 more than Inter, but obviously goals conceded is a little bit of a worry. They're not the strongest, perhaps, at the back, but as you could see, Tammy Abraham has done bits. He's a tremendous pickup, I think, if you can get him involved in the game. Play any of those 2 wide positions as well, or down the middle. He's helped himself to 37 goals for the season. If anything, they've kind of struggled because the other dude is Shmodorov, who is a Uzbekistan player and isn't great, but I would have thought 6'1", he may have got a couple of headers, 10 assists, he's done pretty well. And then the other one is Bora. I wonder who they've been playing as a striker. Maybe Mkhitaryan? Yeah, they've been playing Mkhitaryan as an advanced forward for a lot of it. Obviously not amazingly suited to it. Did get 18 goals, also well done. But I think maybe another striker would have probably seen Roma win the title. They also got knocked out to Galatasaray in the second knockout round. That's quite disappointing. Knocked out to Sassuolo. But in terms of numbers, remember, I'm simulating these, not playing it myself. Pretty happy that Roma have managed to get third place. Jose Mourinho will be trying to get top 4, but I no doubt they will not score the same amount of goals this season. And the last one, I thought I would do Burnley. As I said, I wanted to see what Burnley would do and how the match engine would suit a lesser side against some of the big boys. And, well, we survived, basically. We survived by 6 points. We're down in 17th. Not bad. I wasn't sure how this one was going to go. The only thing is they've scored 65 goals, which for Burnley, 1, 2, 3, 4, the 5th best attacking record in the division. It's the away goals. It's the goals against, which is the problem. Watford, bless them, 99 goals they conceded. We let in 84 with a goal difference of -19. To be fair, Southampton Palace, who got relegated, have had terrible. They've conceded loads of goals and not put too many in at the other end. So it could work. It may be a case of doing a little bit of tactics with Burnley, maybe managing games a little bit better. Remember, I'm leaving it to my assistant manager, so I'm not sure how the assistant manager does in terms of that. But racking up goals, look, Dwight McNeil has done very well. Where would he have played? Because obviously it doesn't suit him. He's been playing as a box-to-box midfielder, striker. So I think the key is to this. If you build a team that can play the tactic, you will be golden. I think when the game sort of like simulates and you're having to play players like Dwight McNeil as a wide player through the middle, as a centre forward, as a box-to-box, that's where maybe you're not as strong. So if you can build a team around this tactic, you will be absolutely golden. All right, boys, that is it for today. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know down in the comments which of the next iconic tactics you would like me to cover. I've got 3 on the list so far. Currently looking at Luis Enrique's Barcelona tactic because I want to involve that with Manchester United because I think he should be the next Manchester United manager. We're also looking at Johan Cruyff's total football tactic. And I'm just thinking maybe Jose Mourinho Inter Champions League tactics that he used in the semi-final. Something a little bit different on the channel. If you think of any other iconic tactics, put them down in the comments. I will put it on the list and I'll promise I'll get them done during FM22. That has been today's episode. Thank you very much for watching. Take care, guys. See you later.